Hi, Steve and Caleb with Brownells here with another edition of Smith Busters. And today we're going to look at match ammo and the myth that match ammo is always better than standard ammunition. So, what's the deal?
Well, that's not necessarily true. And for starters, I'll just go ahead and start off with the obvious. If you have a firearm that's not shooting standard ammo well, match ammo is probably not going to help your case.
But it costs more, it's got to be better.
Yeah, you would think, but no, it's not a magic pill stuffed into a casing that will get rid of all your accuracy issues.
Okay.
It's not going to make you a better shooter either.
So, let's boil it down to what match ammo actually is in relation to regular ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's just more consistent in every way, isn't it?
That's the magic word, consistency. That's what you get when you pay for match ammo.
Right, but it's not a magic formula that shoots well in every firearm out there.
Not at all, no. So it's not going to necessarily make your firearm more accurate. You may be able to get a bit tighter grouping. It'll be especially more noticeable at range because you have more consistent loads.
Right, you'll have less flyers for sure.
Right, more consistent measurements as far as the loading goes. That's more consistent from bullet to bullet and lot to lot.
But if you have a bad barrel, it's not going to make much of a difference.
Nope, not at all. And while we're at it, real quick, what about rimfire ammunition?
Rimfire ammo is a mystery because what shoots well in one will not shoot well in its brother that was made right behind it on the assembly line the same day. So what I say to someone that calls up on the tech line and says, what ammo should I shoot in my gun for best accuracy? I always say, start with the cheapest ammo you can find and work your way up in price till you find the one your gun likes. Because some guns do shoot the stuff that comes in buckets very well. Better than match ammo in some cases. Others have to have the $10 a box stuff. And I hate those guns.
Yeah, I do too. And I think pretty much anyone who collects rimfire guns or anything like that has ran into that in the past.
Right.
I know I have some that shoot cheap ammo excellent and match ammo not so good and vice versa.
Right. I've got a K22 Smith & Wesson with a really tight bore, and that seems to shoot well with just about anything, including the cheap stuff. You know, I guess squeezing those bullets down a little extra makes things more consistent. I don't know.
Yeah, and when coming back to your centerfire ammo, if you have a custom-built rifle, they tend to shoot pretty much everything pretty well. In most cases, depending on how they were chambered and things like that. Most custom gunsmiths, if they're building a custom rifle, they'll set it up for a specific load.
Right.
And that's the load that rifle's going to shoot best. And that doesn't necessarily always have to be a match-loaded bullet.
Right. Now, if you're shooting a 4-power scope at 100 yards in your deer rifle, you're not going to see a whole lot of difference between these two. You're really not. But if you're shooting at 800 yards with a 20-power scope, or even better, then it's going to make a big difference how consistent that load is and what bullet they're using, because some bullets handle long range a lot better than others.
Yep, that's where you're really going to see your difference when it comes to match ammo.
Right. So if you've got a special application, if you've got to shoot little tiny groups, or if you've got to shoot decent groups at really long range, match ammo is your best friend, or hand loads if you can do that. So what's the takeaway here?
So if you're buying a gun off the rack, it could shoot your standard Corlocks well, or it could shoot your Lapua well, either one. So there's really not a huge benefit of just going to one or the other.
Sure. Unless you take that thing out to long range or something, you're not going to know the difference. If you're sighting in at 100 for your deer hunt and you're shooting in heavy woods, doesn't make any difference.
Not at all.
No. And much the same with 22s.
Yep, exactly.
So I'd say it's a myth.
It is a myth.
It's busted.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't believe us, buy a box of each and go see it for yourself.
Right. That's it for this time. If you have a comment, please leave it down below. We want to hear about your experiences with cheap ammo, with match ammo, what you've got to say. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time with another edition of Smith Busters.